when was the last time you totally fell apart? Mentally, physically, emotionally, and had to get back up like nothing happened. Because you've got shit to do.
2 weeks. But we're asking the audience. Okay. So today we're talking about resilience and not the inspirational quote kind, but the real life kind. The real life getting back on the horse and getting back to your life kind of resilience. So let's begin.
I
Let's
cannot.
unpack.
Let's unpack. And for women in their 40s, resilience hits different, right? Because we've been through it all, the breakups, the burnout, the chronic stuff, the parents aging, and we don't get a break. We just get
No,
more
we have
stuff
to
to
go
do.
back.
We just get more stuff to do.
Yes. And you just have to be resilient. Hold on.
Well, every day, right? We talked about this before. Everyone is resilient without realizing it or not. I think a lot of people don't realize it because literally every day you wake up and you leave the door, you leave outside of your house, you are resilient because you are out there in the wild, in the conditions. And you have you have to deal with
Yeah.
people if you have anxiety, and you got to go to work if you are stressed, and you got to take care of kids if you're overwhelmed. Every day you are being resilient. I think in personal cases with us, we can talk about you are the epitome of being resilient
Mm.
when it comes to health, where every day you wake up and you're like, fuck you, MS. I'm just gonna, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna grind today.
I mean, the doctors say I probably shouldn't, that they're like, stay down, but no, I just have an internal drive to keep it moving, and just still on that New York minute on my internal clock.
Right.
I literally can't rest. Like, and sometimes you have to. When you're in a
Right.
medical condition, you really should rest, which I did. I like didn't take walks when I was, in the hospital. But once I was free to go, free to roam, I roamed, I walked, and
But
you
do
know,
you think that mentality in a sense is helping you? Because it's all about the mentality, isn't it? If you have that victim personality, you are screwed.
yeah. So with me personally, it's whether I'm depressed or not depressed. I
Okay.
had prednisone, I had steroids, right? It was in my system. But and there's been times where I've been depressed and I can't do the things and I can't get back to it. I need a lot of support from my husband, my friends, therapists. I need a lot of support to get back to it. In the case of the hospital, I was on prednisone and I had already started my routine, and I'm like, you're like, I had already worked through those friends lifting me back up. When I crashed to the hospital, it was an annoying thing. Had I not had those friends lifting me up during the course of this podcast, like you, right? My mental health with recording and being on the internet, it would have been worse. But yeah, all of it is resilience. I have to get back to it. I have I don't like to be down.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, it's not a
And
health.
with you, it's work. With you,
For
it's your
for me,
career.
for me, it's literally every day. Yeah, I don't have the cushion of working for a corporation that's already established, and you go out and you do what you want because no matter what, the machine is working, and you're just a part of the machine. I am literally the machine, and and every
Right.
day you got to get up and do something new and think of this idea, how to get people to accept your ideas and then implement them and trust you and get back to you. It's every day I have to practice resilience. And it's not pretty. It's duct tape and breakdowns and getting up with the same damn problem still waiting for you every
Yeah.
day. You wake up every day, you still have it, and but every day you gotta go out
You
and
got to go out and do it.
you gotta go out and do it.
Yeah, no, I really admire that about you in the entrepreneurial sense, because for me, it's scary. You just go out there and you do it and you pick yourself back up again. So it's pretty incredible, you know? Uh,
Right back at you.
Thank
I
you so
mean,
much.
it's the same exact thing.
It's that New York City water.
I think one of the aspects of being resilient is owning your mistakes with zero shame. I think it's a huge part of it because if you start fixating on the things that went wrong and you become obsessed over it, it becomes harder to get over it and continue moving forward. You have to, and the same thing
Facts.
with you, right? Like it was the moment where you accepted that this is not you. This is just something you have. It's
Yeah. Yes. And when we talk about shame and acceptance, for me, it was just such a long journey, 10 plus years to accept that this is what it is. Shame, that's so incredibly challenging to overcome, right? And I don't think people can do so in one podcast episode, right? But you're right.
I-
You're
it,
right.
you really
And
just own it as something that happened or something that's there, but it doesn't define you. It doesn't define the future. It's the past.
no, that's all factual. You're
Yeah.
right. Like literally, as a person who's come to the other side,
Yeah.
facts,
Yeah.
factual. I
Yeah.
like sometimes like to talk to like as the depressed listener, but Dasha, but Dasha, you don't understand the journey. But facts, what you're saying is the fact. Yes, it's all about the mindset. Like what is it's how you think about it.
Yes.
And like a lot of times, like as the beginning of this podcast and like the things that you say of like no I like your confidence and like no I don't worry about that into my everyday life, like when I get a thought I'm like no, like I'm not gonna like be insecure about that. Ew, Dasha's not insecure about that, so neither am I. Buika. Where'd that come from? But and the thing is to the like it just takes so much effort and work. I think everyone needs to understand that you naturally have this. Like you struggle a little bit, but like I struggle a lot of it, and for a lot of people just, they fall into ruts and it takes a lot of friends. You need a friend, you need a positive person to help you be resilient sometimes.
What if you don't have that positive person?
Well, then you make a choice that you want to get better, and then you look for podcasts. You look for people like Mel
Well,
Robbins. You find ways. YouTube is free. Now everyone's talking about how ChatGPT is a better therapist. Well, it was within the marriage context than a real therapist.
wow.
If you have a problem and you want to get better and you don't have pals who can help you get there,
Yeah.
there's the internet.
I think it's shows a lot of strength, does it not, to own your mistakes?
Yeah.
Just by owning them. For example, I have moments of doubt. In the beginning, when I was first starting out, it took me 6 months to actually place my first order because I was so scared. I'm talking about Max's. And I placed my first order for the product and it was all damaged. And all the filler was fighting um, with the bulk manufacturer. Neither one of them wanted to take responsibility, and I ended up losing all that money. And that was literally how I started. was I
Yeah.
was beyond scared to place the first order and to actually do it because I knew once you do it, that's it. The machine
Yeah.
is done, like once you start going. And then literally as I did it, the universe was like, haha, you're going to be screwed. So my first crack at being a business owner, I had a major fail. And that took a long time for me to accept. But I accepted it and it actually allowed me to fail with ease because it already
Right.
showed me that I failed. And what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You go back, you got to be resilient.
Yeah, you gotta go back to it.
You got to get back to it. That's it.
Yeah. And how long did that take you to you being okay?
I think a while. It was a lot of emotions.
Yeah, no, that's good that you did. You came back to it. You're still at it.
Well, I pivoted as I started learning more about the industry. That's when the two other companies were born. I didn't let it derail me. It was just a hiccup on the road. And that's sort of how I look at things. Is I try not to let them define me. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. And I refuse to allow them to poison my life.
That's good. The weight of your lessons is not holding you down. Because let's be honest, that's what a failure is.
It's a lesson. You turn it into a
You
positive.
learn, hopefully.
But if you turn it into a positive and a learning experience, then you're able to sort of digest it better.
Yeah, you're naturally like this, right? But you also work on it because you're a human being, because you
Right.
felt the emotions of that failure, but you were still doing it. But what would you say to a person who it really is struggling, who's in a dark place? You've said many things to me. You always talk me out of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody who's just like, I'm tired? What would you say? What is the first step to getting them to forgive themselves, but over to go to that next level, to keep doing shit?
Um, you don't know what your life book has in store for you. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't know how many pages are there, and you don't know what chapters are there. And as time goes on, you're going to look back and you're going to realize you're 5 years older, you're 10 years older, you're 20 years older. And you're
Yes.
going to look back and say, why didn't I do it then?
Yes. That's how I feel about this podcast. You
Oh,
know,
that you should have done this earlier?
well, we should have done it
We should have
earlier
done it
because, like,
earlier.
I just know, like, I would have not been able to do it on my own. Like, I'm not trying to be negative.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be
I
able
would
to do
not have
that.
been able to do it on my own. But like, we're podcasting, right? Like, this could be considered cringe. And uh, because I know some people are like, oh, you're on the internet and oh, imposter syndrome, blah. And I don't feel like that at all because I'm like, if they didn't create this almost free software for people to use, it wouldn't be here. It's not like I'm trying to be like, oh, I'm Ryan Seacrest of podcasting. Like, it's just what we're doing for fun. And we're trying to be valuable to other people. Oh, no. Oh, no.
If you
Yes.
remember, I had hesitations because of my past.
Yes. Yes. I talked you through that. Oh my God. Yes. I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Wow. That's
You see?
I forgot about that.
Wait,
But
is it time for Jimmy?
I think so. Woo. That feels good. It's great shimmy time.
It really is. Jimmy is the best. It really.
Woo. Woo. Yes. Yes. And also I feel like from 20 to 40, I was on a journey.
I
And
think
now I
we
just
all are,
wanna
right?
like, yeah. I just like wanna just have things to be easier.
Are there any rituals that you do to maintain your sanity?
Um I wish I could say something valuable. One of my friends just shared a podcast with me,
Mm-hmm.
a meditation, 5 minutes to like keep my mindset going
Mm-hmm.
positively.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my rituals working out and taking vitamins. As long as I do the right things for my health and wellness, I feel like I'm winning. And that translates into everything else.
Same, but as funny as it sounds, food shopping is
No, that's so valid. That's amazing. I agree.
because I get out of the house, nobody bothers me. I'm able to walk around the store. It's just,
Choose your groceries.
it's so nice. It's my me time.
Nice, nice.
Cooking as much as
I love it.
it's such a double-edged sword because on one hand it all falls on me because if I don't do it, the children, oh, they'll just eat pizza every day. um, so it falls on me, but also it gives me time to
It's
just be by myself. Nobody bothers me in the kitchen.
That's true. I Do you kick them out?
Of course, of
Yes,
course,
I do the same.
now they want to cook with me, so now it's nice and whatnot, but
Did you see the face I just made? I'm like, oh God. I say I can't, I say I'm overstimulated. Remove yourself from this space or I'm not cooking. But I get like, that's so beautiful.
If I teach them to cook, what that's going to mean is they're going to now be in the kitchen and I'll be out of it, but I'll still have my own space. You understand? I'm winning.
Yes.
So so I'm okay with it. Those are some of the things. I mean, some people drive in silence. You just need to just
With no music.
yeah, yeah, silence.
So that I realized, I also like found myself sometimes driving without the radio
Mm-hmm.
and I get like lost in thought, but that's just car ASMR. Because you hear like the turning of the signal, the like
Mm-hmm.
tires, the outside.
Mm.
So I find it relaxing now as well. Before I thought people were crazy to drive in silence.
Yeah,
It's very nice after all. I feel you, girl. I feel
it's
you.
very nice after all. That is correct. That was in the third.
Okay, resilience, softness as strength, learning to rest, not push. Organically, I don't really know how to do that, but like after this last flare up, I have to, right? Like I can't push to become worse, but I really like doing stuff, right? I like to be active. So I work with a trainer for like balance, and I asked him on the days that I'm not here, please give me a workout because I'd like to get to my ideal body shape and size
Mm-hmm.
quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, I don't think you need to do that. You have to do gentle things. You don't want to flare up again. I'm like, thanks.
It's
Thank you.
balance. She's right.
And then I was like, she's like, doing everything together. The weight training, the yoga, swimming, uh, the meditating, the breathing, the eating, all those things together is what will get you there. And I'm like, faster? And she's like, maybe not, but you don't want to sink again. And I'm like, thank you, ma'am.
And
That was a real life example.
and this is called burnout for all entrepreneurs.
Yes.
When they continue pushing themselves and they don't give themselves space to step back and live a normal life. Same.
Do you have a thinking day?
A what day?
A thinking day?
What do you mean a thinking day?
Like where you just think about your business and don't do work and don't hustle, just like a thinking
No, because if
day.
I'm thinking about it, then I'm doing it. And why am I wasting time thinking about it? Either I think about it,
Well,
I do
just
it, or
like
I don't think about it at all.
I ask because I've seen other people do it.
Yeah.
When you separate yourself from the work. I thought like CEOs, they all have thinking days.
I think it's a little bit different because most of the C-suite people that I know in big corporations, all they do is attend meetings. My thinking day requires me doing the work of all the people that they have
Right.
with. So
C-suite is like, what kind of work should we give middle management?
correct. So I have
I'm not
that
in.
meeting with myself. And then I give myself the tasks and then I end up doing the tasks. So
Do you ever yell at yourself for not doing the task on time?
no, I give myself grace. I'm very good. I'm a very good boss.
But you're also resilient, so you give yourself high fives. I really love that. I love it. I think it's a really nice thing that you do for yourself. Let's talk about menopause. We're at it, right?
We're not at
Because
it.
when I was
What do you mean? What are you talking
huh?
about? We're at it. We're not at menopause.
We're not at menopause, but this is the stage. And I find myself talking about menopause a lot when it comes to women over 40. To me, it's annoying. I'm a little annoyed about the topic, but we need a sisterhood. We need to understand, right? Let's talk about it. Your symptoms are less when you're resilient, which I think there are studies, but like, duh, when you're overcoming quickly, your symptoms are going to be less, right? We do need to make space for feeling your feelings and feeling your symptoms, right? And this is where we get added. How long do you feel your feelings for? How long, right? Like this
I don't
is
think there should be a time as long as you
you're moving on quickly.
understand. No, I think that as long as you are self aware and you understand that these feelings are temporary. If you're self-aware with feeling that way, then every day that you understand that you're feeling that way, you're like, oh, okay, so today I'm feeling like that again. Like, oh, I'm still feeling that way. And it's, if you continue to check yourself, eventually you'll get out of it. But if you're just like in la la land and it just overtakes you, then you don't realize that all this time passes and you're still on this train to nowhere.
That's true. Okay, valid. And then, but like also if you're like in depression mode, right? Whatever.
Depression.
So I'm asking Chad, how long should you feel your feelings before you move on? I don't like to feel my feelings. I like to move on.
Yeah.
I'm not here to struggle, but sometimes the struggle stays, and that's a medical condition, right? Feel your feelings when you're asking to be felt. But what if that's all the time? But don't make your feelings your identity. Feelings are messengers, not definitions. If you're still reliving the same emotional loop weeks or months later and nothing's shifting, it's time to work with the feelings, not just feel it. Valid. That's my new thing I say. Valid. I just like want to make people feel valid.
Valid.
Okay. A check-in rule of thumb. Ask yourself, is this feeling still here because I have acknowledged it? I haven't acknowledged it, or because I'm now rehearsing it, ruminating. I tend to ruminate.
Mhm.
Do you ruminate? I feel like less ruminating on your end. Like, if you're just like, I just feel that way. I don't know. I just like, I guesstimate that you don't. Have I talked about this with someone safe? Am I feel you're a safe person? Am I feeling, processing, and releasing, or just circling it in my head? As a person who has circled, it's nice to have safe people who oh, like, yes, like I have like a team of people who.
This is where,
You're the most brutal one though.
am I?
Yes. Yes, you're a solutions person. You're a solutions person.
Yes.
You're like, I see what you're feeling.
And this is
How do we fix this?
correct.
Right? If I still feel like ruminating, I'm not gonna call a Dasha. I'll call. I know who I call. I know who to call.
See, and that shows self-awareness, that you know who to call to solve which problem. If you want your problem solved, you call me.
Yes. Yeah. You're like at the end of the journey when I'm ready to move.
I just
I
I just like, yeah. Yeah, because
I think like everyone needs a Dasha. Like I swear, like they need a pocket Dasha. But now we know from Chad how long. To me, is very long.
I think that's very long. That's very long.
But also, I've spent months feeling depressed about one topic, trying to figure it out on my
You
own.
know what this touches upon? Having real friends. Because if your life is filled with friends, but the ones that will not help you along your journey and will just yes you to death and will just appease you and will just fake friend you, it's not beneficial to you. You're not gonna.
And you're right, real friends, and people don't have real friends. And we're here to say we are going to be your real friends. Email us and we'll tell you the truth.
Oh yeah, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, but you're like not mean. You're like not like you're not mean about it. You're very like this is how we fix this.
Yeah, because I take the emotion out of it and I just look at the problem and I come up with a solution. That's literally what I do every day with my business. Is I find the problems and then I come up with solutions and I look at which solution is going to make the greatest impact and is going to continue moving me forward. That's it. It's just my way of life. So that's why I don't allow my mistakes to fester in my well-being. Solution is get them out, so I get them out. Literally,
Yeah,
that is my way of life. Every problem has a solution.
I love it. It does. And damn feelings, man. Damn feelings.
Sometimes you don't realize that the solution is for the best.
I'll be honest, like the reason I say I went through so much therapy and like some people got to the conclusion quicker. I just wanted to do it my way.
We shouldn't judge.
And then at the end I could sing Frank Sinatra's beautiful song. That makes me cry. But there's something that still rests on my heart. I'm going to tell everyone here. My old blog, I'm Too Fancy.
Oh, should we revive it?
It cost $2,888 to buy that domain now. I had to let it go. Like
Why?
at the
Why'd you have
time,
to let it go?
that was my journey because I wasn't gonna work on it, and I couldn't. Like I didn't. Like it was.
But it's like $30 to keep it a year, no? To keep the domain?
Yeah, Dasha, thanks.
See, girl? What?
I was feeling not so bad about it before, but thank you. Now we're gonna have to. You're gonna have to help me raise $2,888.
Yes.
It took me so much time to get over it. $30 a year, probably cheaper. But that was the journey at the time. And now I'm coming back to it.
Yeah.
It's like a show that's like Sex and the City, and now they're back with it. It's just like that. But yeah, we need to get over things. I'll be over it maybe in 20 years when it's $10,000 a domain. But anyways, I wanted to just like confess something to the people who know.
No, no, of course. That takes a lot of strength. And now that you proved
Oh,
it, do you not feel a little bit better?
I do. I do. I'm gonna like start something else that's not this.
Oh,
But no, I've moved past it clearly. Clearly. Clearly.
you know what? That actually leads me to the next thing that I wanted to say, and that is dreaming big while living and loving today's mess. Because life is messy for all of us. No matter
It
how
is.
you slice and dice it, it is messy. It is messy when you're single and young. It is messy when you're dating and young. It is messy when you're dating and you're old. It's messy when you're married. It's messy in kids with no kids. It is messy. It is messy with family. I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah,
And it's about being able to dream big while accepting and loving the mess that you have.
very true. We all have different problems, whether it's a business or a medical condition. I think we are all dealing with some sort of medical issue,
100%.
right? Like if we're honest.
Yes.
And that to us is the most important thing
Yeah.
in our life. And whether you have a big autoimmune condition or like, I think they're all the same. I don't like, there's no
No.
tiering. It's all the same, equal to us,
Correct.
what we're living through.
Correct.
And you just have to see within what you're able to reach for yourself.
And I think, and you should be able to dream big. You are, in a sense, dreaming big, right? I mean, you are facing the conditions and saying, I don't care. This is going to be me.
Yeah. So the place I am with my journey is that I have to find a way for my mindset to overcome the physical limitations of what actually
Mm.
is. And so what actually is a lot of lesions,
Mhm.
right? And that causes disability. And so I have to believe that I am able to overcome that.
Mhm.
And there's science about this. I know that when I worked in the MS space in my counter pain, like if you have purpose, if you have something to live for, your disability progresses slower than those who progress quicker. And there's research about it. So we recognize that most listeners don't experience our particular issues like MS or being an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. But I feel like burnout relates to everybody. Having any sort of medical condition relates to everybody, you know? If you're feeling down about,
Or
yeah,
dealing with if your family has medical conditions. It depends
yeah,
whether it's you or someone in your close family circle. It's a lot, and especially if you're a mom whose children have medical condition, or your or husband or parents. It's it's a lot.
regardless of our story, I think that's what brings us together. We could all relate to this. This just is happens to be our stories. But the fact that Did you like see what I looked like after the hospital? So like look at me now. Like take
Fabulous.
look at me now. Like
You're
oh my
winning.
God. You
Resilience.
know?
Resilience.
Resilience,
You should you
you
should
know?
you should have worn like a resilience shirt.
Resilience. And like maybe next time I'm gonna show up with contour. Who knows? But then the week after that, I might feel like shit. But it's the journey of up and down. We both relate to that on multiple levels. Like whether we talk about our conditions or work, we're both mothers, like bouncing back from when our daughters are like mean to us and choose dads, right? Like I'm like, Diana, you're still a good mom. It's okay. She'll choose you next time. Don't start a fight. Don't start a fight.
Resilience.
Don't be toxic. Resilience.
Resilience. Resilience.
Don't be toxic, girl. You could get through this moment without saying something nasty. Come on. It's an ongoing effort all the time, no?
It is an ongoing effort.
Like
And with that, we have a challenge.
I love a challenge.
Name one area of your life where you're pretending to be okay, but you're not. And then ask yourself, what would it look like to stop faking it there?
And ask for help. Asking for help is a sign of strength.
100%.
Nobody could do it alone. That's why they say it takes a village.
Yes. Or one friend or one someone. And if you truly don't have anyone, go ask ChatGPT because apparently he's going to be the new psychologist. So.
He has like multiple PhDs
Oh, clear.
and also like medical degrees. He helps me with a lot of stuff because seeing a doctor takes a long time
It does, and a lot of
in
money.
these
And a
parts.
lot of money. But also, we don't give advice, and ChatGPT should not be used as a psychiatrist or psychologist.
And if this is an emergency, call
Please call
911.
911. And if you're not feeling well, please see
A real
a
doctor,
real
a human
doctor, a
being.
real human doctor.
Go to the
We're not
emergency room.
responsible for anything that we've said in this podcast.
This is for entertainment
For
purposes
entertainment
only.
purposes only. Please do not ask. Please do not use ChatGPT to Google your medical symptoms or for any medical advice, because
But also you can, guys. But also you can. It's come on.
not. We are not suggesting you do so.
Try Gemini.
I have nothing to do with this. I said specifically not to use it.
I just think it's helpful, guys.
Yes.
And off I go with Chad and I to deal with my issues. We're here together. Bye.
Bye.